Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Boost Your Hair Treatment Center's Credibility Using Online Reviews webinar. I hope everyone that's already signed on can see the screen clearly. I'm going to get rid of this right there. Okay, so I am really excited and ecstatic that you are here. I just wanted to commend everyone for taking the time out of your busy schedules to participate in this webinar with me. I have been asked by students, and most recently I had a conversation with one of my mentees that inspired me to conduct this webinar, and I just wanted to share what I've learned over time and actually what I am still learning. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, what I am still learning. Now, I don't care who you are and what you do or even how long you've been doing it. People, let me tell you, I always believe you have to continue to work on your craft, on your business, not only in the theory or the practical hands-on application, but in every aspect, marketing, everything, all that. So, okay, before I go off on a tangent, I also just want to thank each and every one for attending, and it actually looks like everyone is now on the webinars. So thank you for your promptness. So before we get started, let me tell you that this is an interactive webinar. I am so totally open to questions. I guess that is the coach in me or the instructor and teacher. Now, you have the ability to ask questions using the chat. It's a chat button at the bottom. Not only I will be able to view your questions, and believe you me, no question is going to be considered stupid or dumb or any other kind of negative connotation known to man. Believe you me, if you thought of it, so did someone else. You just had the guts to ask me, all right? So during this presentation and webinar, just jot down your questions, and there will be a point during this presentation for Q&As, okay? So drum roll, please. So for those of you who may not know me, my name is Stephanie Anderson. I am, yes, that is possible. Someone just commented, who don't know you, Miss Stephanie? I am so glad to see that the chat tab is working, that option is working, but in all seriousness, thank you. But I wouldn't dare make the assumption that everyone knows me. I'll always try to keep my feet planted firmly on the ground and humble. So thank you, dear, and that was very kind, but no. So my name is Stephanie Anderson. I have been a licensed stylist for over 20 years. I have practiced trichology and natural health since 2013. I am certified in non-surgical hair replacement and medical hair loss. I am the resident specialist at the Hair Treatment Center inside Trinity Lace Wigs and Unisex Salon located in San Antonio, Texas. I am the hair replacement coach. I train other licensed professionals in that capacity in the expertise of non-surgical hair replacement. And actually, this training allows them to be competitive with the corporate big boys of hair replacement. Let me see what else. As you can see, I love to communicate. So I am a speaker, a motivator, a mentor, an author, wife, mother, and I am so happy to be with you today to be able to share. Wow. Now, does everyone have their elevator pitch down? I'm wondering. You know, they say you should have it memorized to be able to recite on demand because it's true. You never know when you're going to have that meeting, that introduction, that networking opportunity that you just may change your life. So you can't afford not to be ready. Now, there's so many people that they consider to be overnight successes that it took 10 years to become an overnight success, but they were ready for that moment, okay? So always be prepared to tell people who you are and what you do. So, okay, stay on track, Stephanie. But now you know, you think I just received Okay, I received another comment that I should conduct a webinar on elevator pitches. Okay, now that's another one to put on my to-do list. You know, that what to-do list sure is getting long. But seriously, without further ado, let's start this webinar because as many of you know, I can talk all day, but we're not going to do that. I got a lot of information I want to share. So what we will discuss today is why you want an online presence, why customer online reviews are important, and I'm also going to share some simple ways to get customers to review your hair treatment center online. Now, most importantly, I want to actually show you some simple ways to integrate this webinar in order to help you get those customers, okay, to review your hair treatment center. Now, please don't get mixed up when I refer to hair treatment centers, okay? Now, this is what my platform that I practice under, a hair treatment center. But this information can apply to virtually anyone in business. However, the majority of my mentees, my students, and social media people are in the beauty industry. So when I say hair treatment center, it can actually apply to your salon, barber shop, your nail shop, your facial studio, or wherever you practice your craft. The need for credibility. When we think about credibility, it starts with the definition, and I found a really good one from Webster's. It means you're capable of being credited or believed, you're worthy of belief, entitled to confidence, trustworthy. By its own definition, credibility in business is the amount of trustworthiness or expertise that a hair treatment center has in the eye of its clients, its customers, business partners, etc. So actually the common factor or the common denominator in credibility is trust. Now, if you're like me, and you have been working in the professional beauty industry for more than 10 years, one way you may have increased your customer base was through an in-house referral system. Now, one of the earliest methods I used was to give each of my customers 3 business cards and ask her to give them to friends or those people who they thought would benefit from my services. Now, when 3 of those referrals came in for an actual appointment with me, my client would then receive up to $15 off of their next service. And, of course, there were some services that benefit wasn't applicable to. It didn't apply. So, actually, here is a copy of the 3 card club that I have been using for quite a while. Yes, here it is, Trinity Lace Wigs Unisex Salon 3 card club. Now, the only thing about this, that has actually changed over the decades has been the address. But you get the picture. With this referral system, you would thank your original client with a service, which could be a free haircut, product, any type of service or discount or whatever you choose to thank them with. You're not buying a referral, but you just want to show your gratitude. Now, while this technique still works today, and it does, trust me, if you haven't already, if you don't have something similar already in play, try it. You can also take a similar approach online and actually magnify your reach, and that of your prospective customer base can multiply many times over. Now, what beauty professional doesn't want to see their customer base increase? I have one simple and important question for you. Now, imagine yourself as a prospective customer, and in many cases, we all are for other services and businesses other than our own. So, okay, if you, say, for instance, you're on Google and you're searching for a company providing a particular service or product in your local area and you see two companies in the search results, which of the following two would you choose to hire or buy a particular product from? Let's see. From the example that I have here, we have before us Hair Treatment Center A and Hair Treatment Center B. Now, on paper, they look pretty much the same except for just a few differences. We're looking for the rating and customer reviews. So Hair Treatment Center A has 3.5 stars out of 5, and they've actually had 10 customers to review them. So let's see what these reviews are. Rebecca gave 1 star. I kind of wish I could read the text to see exactly what did they do for her to give them just 1 star, but you get the picture. Edward T. gave them 2 out of 5 stars. Adam K. Gave them 3 out of 5 stars, and Jennifer L. gave them 1 out of 5 stars. So that comes to an average of roughly with the other customer reviews. Those are just 4 out of the 10 of 3.5 stars. So we go to Hair Treatment Center B. Now they have a 5. Let me see. No, they actually have a 4.9 out of 5 star, as close as 5 as you can get if you average up. And they actually have 29 customer reviews. Let's see. Rebecca M. gave them 5 out of 5 stars. Edward T. gave them 4 out of 5 stars. Adam K. I wish I could read the reviews. Gave them 4 out of 5 stars. And rounding off, Jennifer L. gave them 5 out of 5 stars. Now, a question would be, who would you want to seek services from? Obviously, I would be seeking the services of Hair Treatment Center B. Now, put your business cap back on. You got it? Is it back on? Is it on tight? Good. Okay, so why are customer online reviews so important? In some respect, we are always receiving reviews. Whether or not they are written or verbal, each time we have a repeat client, they are letting us know that they like what we do, or better yet, when they refer someone new to you, they are reviewing you. Now, here is a little side note. It is somewhat easier for hairstylists to get referrals from a satisfied customer than someone like me who I think, and this is just my personal opinion, who specializes in hair loss or hair restoration. Because many times my clients who are suffering from hair loss don't want other people to know their little secret. So they are not always wanting or open to share me with other people. Now, the good thing is I receive many referrals from other entities like healthcare professionals or the American Cancer Society, the Veterans Administration, just to name a few, due to my specialty. But I always share the fact with my clients that my hair treatment center is a unisex salon, and we welcome those without hair thinning or hair loss issues as well. But what is so important, and ultimately, I do not share any intimate details of what my client services are with other clients, or for that matter, even other professionals or stylists. Okay, so let me get back to the information on hand, why it is so important. Now, in the previous slide, what was so important? Because there were more stars as far as the number, 3 out of 5 stars versus 4.9 out of 5 stars. Hair Treatment Center B had more reviews even than Hair Treatment Center A. So as a business information, consider this information, as a business owner. Why are customer reviews so important? Now, with this graph, we're going to show how 72% of consumers actually trust online reviews as much as personal recommendations. Can you imagine that 72% of consumers actually will review and trust the online reviews almost as much as, say, getting a personal recommendation from someone. I think that weighs very heavy and says a lot. Now, this graph shows us that 92% of consumers actually check online reviews before making a purchase. So that shows that 92% of consumers out of 100, which leaves roughly 8% that don't necessarily check online reviews before making purchases. 92% is a very big majority of people who go to online services for reviews. Now, this graph and pie chart shows how many consumers will actually change their mind after reading negative reviews about a customer. That weighs very heavy. 80% it shows 80% of consumers actually change their mind about hiring a company due to a negative review. Now, I've had that. I've been that consumer. Have you ever wanted to, say, go to dinner and you wanted to try something new and you were looking in the you look on your smartphone and looking up different eateries and you start reading around, and if you start seeing too many negative reviews about a place, if you're like me, you're not necessarily going to want to go there. So it's the same thing, but I think that speaks volumes to how important reviews online are to businesses. Now, online reviews can make or break your hair treatment center. Now, I hope by now you appreciate the crucial meaning of this analysis, and it just proves this, that reviews are very, very important to your hair treatment center. Now, as I mentioned earlier, even as long as I have been in business, I am still working on my online presence. Now, there have been some time elapsed since I actively pursued online reviews. However, I am now challenging you as well as myself. Well, for me, I will be reinstituting some methods I have used before that have been pretty successful. And for many of you, this information may be new, but I welcome you to try it. Now, here are a few of the different online mediums that you may use to get reviews for your customers. But first, you must have an online presence. I can't stress it enough. Here are a few of the platforms that I personally have actually have profiles with. Now, this is a screenshot of the Yellow Page ad that is online, and I'm dating myself, but I remember, the Yellow Pages used to be a tangible directory, a book that I believe you got annually because it was updated with different businesses, and it would give all the pertinent information. But, of course, with today's technology, all of that information is very easily accessible online. So here is my Yellow Pages ad. We're going to just read it briefly. It has all the pertinent information like location, but look there. It says Trinity Lace Wigs. Be the first to review. And I can tell you it's been up for a while. I'm going to get some reviews. I'm challenging myself now to get some reviews on that particular platform. But it gives my business hours, my phone number. It actually has a link to my website. And actually it has actually a point for adding pictures, and it has a map so people can easily find me. And it actually has my social media. I can upload my social media like Facebook, Twitter, Google+, and they can actually email. So I think that's very advantageous to have. Now, this next screenshot is of my superpages.com, and it actually has a review. It has one rating of 5-star, woohoo! But it actually has a review, and it's pretty much built the same as the Yellow Pages, where it has a map, a space for all of my social media where I can stay connected, or I can put photos up so people could see exactly what it is I do, where I do it. I do already have it, looks like a screenshot of, this must be kind of dated because it has an old screenshot of my website before it was updated, but it does look like it has a narrative of my services. The next screenshot is going to be, if it comes up, there it is. The next screenshot is of my Trinity Lace Wigs page for the BBB, or the Better Business Bureau. Now, with many other review sites that we're going to talk about, you can have a profile without even having applied for it. It's just sometimes search engines or different places hear about a business and they kind of start a profile, and you may have to own it. And seems like with some of the ones that I have, you have to update information. Now, the BBB is definitely one of those. However, you can also be a member, or, you don't have to. But I have been a member of the Better Business Bureau since 2013, and I have an A-plus rating. And I think the BBB is one of the most influential of all the review sites. Now, this is just a screenshot, but let me see. I was kind of curious. I'm going to look up. There is some criteria that they look for when they actually score you. I'm going to get my smartphone and Google Better Business. The rating elements of the BBB. Now, this is just some information. You can always, review it later online. But the BBB ratings, or the Better Business Bureau ratings, are based on information in the BBB files with respect to the following factors. So it looks like there's 7 factors, and we'll go over real quickly, that they look for when they're actually rating a business. Number 1 is the business's complaint history. Now, that's very important. The business's complaint history with the BBB. Number 2 would be the type of business. I guess they consider the type of business to determine rating. Number 3, the actual time in business, so the duration of time that a business has actually been open or in existence. 4, the transparent business practices. Transparency is very important. Number 5, failure to honor commitments to the BBB. Now, this I know that if you become a member of the Better Business Bureau, there is some information and there's some things you have to abide by. And it's all about integrity, so it's nothing that you as a legitimate business practitioner shouldn't or wouldn't be able or want to comply with. 6 is licensing and government actions known to the Better Business Bureau. They have access to anything if you're sanctioned by maybe a licensing or any type of certification or government entity or any actions. And once they find out about it, it will also affect your rating if you have anything. Advertising issues known to BBB, and that's just pretty much like truth in advertisement. They don't want businesses that are going to be, making claims that they know that they just can't, honor. So it's pretty standard, and it's pretty just easy to, get a very good rating. Now, the rating of points and grades that I kind of mentioned very briefly, they explain everything on the website. You can just visit, and they're very informative. The website is at bbb.org/council/overview of BBB grade. Okay? Let's see my next slide. Now, this is a screenshot of another on a review online site. Now, this is Thumbtack, and I don't know if you're familiar with Thumbtack, but it is a referral site that you can actually bid as a professional. Depending on what industry you're in, they have different categories, but you can actually bid on potential customers. Now, I have been a professional on this site for a little while, and I have like 8 reviews at this point, but I have a total of 5 stars, which is good. But online custom reviews, as I state, I think are an awesome way of boosting your business. And everything we do, we want to be credible in what we do and boost our business. But I do admit it is not the only way, because I've been very fortunate because of the name of my business. Now, anyone who is thinking about opening a business or thinking about a business name, be very conscious of the decision that you make, because I've been blessed and fortunate because the name of my business contains a very popular Googled word, quote, unquote, lace wigs. Very popular. So it has been very helpful to me, but I'm challenging myself with a new campaign to request online reviews for my clients and not so much, for years they're talking about, SEO, search engine optimization. But now I'm going to challenge myself to get more reviews online, because I think that's another way to go. And I can't remember when my last campaign was. However, I found some samples that I included in the webinar that I think are like from 2012 or 2013. Okay, so let's see. Yeah, this is just a sample of a letter that explains the services. And let me see. No, this actually is, okay, let's read the letter before I start saying what it is. Now, I'll say this. I can't imagine any of your regular clients or even new clients that you have service that love your work that aren't willing to share their reviews about your services online. Now, many times I find that people don't know what to write or say. So, you simply want to help them get started. This is a sample letter that I sent, and it's addressed. You can use something similar. Just address it to your client, either email or if you want to write an actual tangible flyer or a letter or even a memo to give out when they come for services. But this was actually, done in 2012. But this email was sent with the subject review Trinity Lace Wigs and Unisex Salon on Thumbtack. It gave the link to the Thumbtack website. And I said hello, and just explained that I need your help getting more business. I just posted my service on Thumbtack, a website where clients like you can learn more about my services and book me without picking up the phone. More people will book my services and my posts will appear higher in search results if I have more reviews. Please help me to get more business by writing a testimonial about your experience with my work. Now with this, I was able to attach a link that took them directly to the review page of Thumbtack. And I asked them to write a testimonial, and I thanked them, and that's just that. Let me see. Now, I think sometimes, like I said, that a lot of times, your clients need a little inspiration. They want to do something for you, but they just don't know how to get started. So you may want to share with them what makes a good testimonial. Detail the type of work that, Trinity Lace Wigs and Unisex Salon has done for you, or the length of time people are really interested in how long you've been a client, and because that says a lot that this person has been doing very good work for you for a while, or even for a short while. If you've even really impressed by what they did on your first visit, I think that's still very impressive. But you may want to list any traits that set Trinity Lace Wigs and Unisex Salon apart from other service professionals, or whatever you think that might kind of help your customer with helping to execute a good review on your behalf. Now, this is just a sample letter, and it just kind of tells a little bit about what I do, because sometimes your clients don't even really know what all you do. So if you think something like that would be good to share with your clients, of course you could do that as well. So This is actually a list, and it's not a full list. It's just a partial list of some of the online review sites that you can request customer reviews from. I have the Yellow Pages, a Yelp, very popular, Super Pages, the Better Business Bureau, Manta, Google+, Merchant Circle, Salon Ratings, Thumbtack, StyleSeat, YouTube, Facebook, and of course there's so many more. So in the interest of time, I wanted to kind of modify the webinar some. So here is a spot where I entertain questions from you all, and I will try to address a couple questions. Like I said, it's to not take up too much time. So I have received a couple of questions in the chat. Let me see, Ms. Stephanie. Okay, but let's say this. Remember, even for those who review this webinar on replay or playback, I will still be readily available to answer any questions that you have at customer care at trinitylacewigs.com. That's CUSTOMER care, CARE. That's one word, at trinitylacewigs.com. Okay, so first question. Who asked this? No names. Okay, no names. Okay, Ms. Stephanie, you gave us a lot of information. Well, thank you. But how do I get started? Well, that's a great question. I am happy to say that it's really simple. Now, let me see. We're all living in a time of expanding and far-reaching technology. Review the statistics I provided earlier on the 72% of customers who trust online reviews, or the 92% who check online reviews, and especially the 80% who have changed their minds because of a negative review. People want to see you online. My question would be, do you have an online presence like a website or Facebook, LinkedIn, or any social media platform? If so, great. Then you have an online presence. So start with one of the above-mentioned sites and simply add a profile. That's it. Just add a profile for your business if you don't already have one. And if you have one, start populating that. Post pictures and build your buzz. Now, after you do that and after it's to your satisfaction, compose a script for emails or mailings or simple conversations to invite your customers to add their review of your services. Now, if nothing else, please make sure it is easy for them, okay? That way you will have more participation. I found that most of the online review sites have a sign-in or even a sign-up procedure that your customers will have to go through in order to submit the review. So plan out every move for your client or your customers so they won't get discombobulated in the process and know what's ahead of them. Now, once they submit the review, now this is what I think is really neat, because if the review site will allow you to do this, post a response to the review and interact with your customer. And I think that adds a little personalization to the postings and something for even potential clients to look at. Now, if you don't mind, there are a couple of other questions, but if you don't mind, there are other questions in the queue, but in answering that first question, I wanted to kind of expound on a concern I think that some professionals have, and they're afraid of having a review portal due to the possibility of receiving negative comments. Now, quickly, the truth of the matter is not everybody is going to like you or what you do. And as quiet as it's kept, there are some internet trolls that will just place negative comments on your review page for reasons other than business. Can you imagine that? Wow, the nerve of some people. Now, my professional opinion is that you can't miss the opportunity to gain more credibility in your business by giving into the fear of what somebody else may say or do. We can't be responsible for anybody but ourselves. So if you're ever faced with a negative comment, please resist the temptation to fire back with negativity. If you have to call me, or send me an email before you do anything. Okay? But in all seriousness, take time to prepare a professional response. Remember, you may have current customers or potential clients that may use your reply as their barometer as to who you are and if they want you to be the person to service them. And I always try to practice this motto, I'm human, though, but I always try to subscribe to kill them with kindness, especially when we're doing something that's relating to representing our business, our professional face. So in the light and interest of time, I will put the actual additional 2 questions in the comments below and address them for you. Now, actually, I'm going to try to post this possibly on YouTube or something. And if I do that, I can actually put the questions there. That's what I think I'll do. But I'll figure it out so we can get those questions answered and asked. But I just want to, again, thank everyone for your time. And remember, this is the end of the webinar. And this time with you has been awesome, unbelievably awesome. I really hope you enjoyed the information half as much as I enjoyed sharing it with you. And I can't wait to see all of the online reviews that you're going to receive. Now, don't forget to hit me up and let me know how it's going for you. Now, you are deserving and worthy of the best, and I am so stoked. Let me tell you, and I'm looking forward to working with those of you who have signed up for my coaching and mentor program. I have some very exciting things planned for you. So, even for those of you who are interested in signing up, you can email me at customercare@trinitylaceswigs.com for more information. Okay? That's the end of today's webinar, and take care and be blessed, everybody. Goodbye.